Coach's Corner is presented by Roanoke Valley Harley-Davidson. Stop by their store on Peters Creek Road for new and used motorcycles, service and repair, along with Harley-Davidson clothing.
Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. My name is Jeff Jones, and this is head coach Dan Bremner. So 2 weeks ago, we went into Peoria. We swept them. How did that help build momentum going into our first round of playoffs?
Yeah, obviously every time we play Peoria, it's like a really intense game. I always say I'd love to play them more. That comes, it's a double-edged sword because obviously that could hurt our record overall because they're a very good team, but it drives up the competition. Every time we play them, the intensity is high, the execution has to be high. So I think it preps you in the right way. And going into that weekend, I think both teams were playing good hockey, and we edged out a couple wins. They were both close games, and we did it obviously enough to overcome them both games. But it really set the energy expectations as far as going into playoffs. You can get in mid-season, the dog days of season, you can kind of find yourself in little lulls. Playoffs, especially the first round being best of three, you got to go in with the right intensity, and I thought the guys did a great job through that weekend elevating. Through that weekend, what are a couple things that you feel like we had to improve as we head into playoffs, just into those last couple games and what we could tweak?
I felt like the one area was just kind of game management when you catch momentum changing, whether it be from them being more physical or penalties, just kind of recognizing those moments and managing them in the moment rather than later in that period when they already get one or two goals. And then in playoffs, as everyone knows, goals come from inside the house. So I thought just owning both net fronts, being more physical defensively, boxing out their forwards, and then for our forwards, trying to get inside their D, taking away the goalie's eyes, just being around that net for any loose pucks.
The first one you mentioned, I feel like we learned that several times over the course of the season when they were changing momentum with physicality and everything, and it took us a period or two periods or till the end of the game to really make the adjustments. Yeah, that was a big thing to make sure we were dialed in.
Moving forward to this weekend, first time we play Evansville. What are you doing to prepare?
Obviously watching a lot of their games. It's an odd situation in a 10-team league that we don't play them a single time through the regular season. Another thing I hate, obviously they had some success against Peoria, so they're another very good team. They're built different than a lot of teams that we play. We play Knoxville, Fayetteville, Huntsville a lot that are kind of running gun. They're fast teams, high talent. Not that Evansville doesn't have talent, but they're big bodies. They play a big boy game, and we don't get to see a ton of that. So we're going to have to be prepared physically, which we'll drill in practice, have some harder drills and everything. But at the end of the day, the preparation is going to come on the special teams. We're going to really focus in on what they do on the power play, on the penalty kill, make sure that we're ready to counter them. But one of the big things though is actually in playoffs is how we're going to maintain that momentum going into the second round. It's a big question that gets asked, and making sure that we're keeping our guys up. How are we going to go about that?
Yeah, I feel like having that full week off between games is going to be hard to keep the energy high each day, and especially with we haven't had 4 days of practice in a week since probably before Christmas. So. Just trying to make it fun for the guys to come to the rink on a Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, leading into a day or two out, you're gonna have a little bit more excitement. But I think
that's big. Sorry, I was just laughing because talking about being fun at practice, we just had a day we threw some maybe some more thought process and some frustrating drills at the guys, and it's funny. It's a balance. You want it to be fun every day to come to the rink, but we want to challenge them too. And I think that's so big heading into another round is, yes, towards the end of the weekend, towards our games, making sure it's upbeat, more fun. So hopefully we'll get that for them the next couple of days here.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking on the mentality of the team, what is the guys' current state of mind going into this weekend? What you've heard from some of our leaders or some of the other guys?
Honestly, I can't complain. I can't poke holes in it. I think we have a great energy heading into the weekend. They should feel good about last round, even though we feel like Birmingham severely underperformed, obviously. But taking confidence out of that, and then exciting to see the champion from last year. Evansville won, so you got to put some respect on it. And two, a team that we haven't played all year. So I think it adds a degree of the energy should be there regardless. The excitement should be there regardless. So it's kind of exciting. At the same time, we got to make sure that we're buttoned up on ourselves and what we're bringing to the table come this weekend. As far as the leadership, they're saying all the right things. They're doing all the right things. They're leading by example out there, and they're making sure that the guys that are seeing this for the first time know what to expect and are ready for drop a puck. So they're doing a great job with that. Move on here to a few fan questions. First up is, what are you looking forward to the most about playing Evansville?
Yeah, you just mentioned it. I think playing a new team, that's always exciting. I feel like you play the same team over and over throughout the year. They start knowing your tendencies, and then it becomes more of a chess match. So, playing someone new, it'll be kind of fresh. And then just, their style of play. I don't think we've really played too many teams like that. That also, will match our physicality. So that'll be something new and exciting to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
Next question here from the fans. What do you recommend for someone to learn the rules as a new hockey fan?
I'm stealing your answer. Best idea is to watch games with somebody who's either played or really knows the game. I find when I meet people in small markets where I've played or now, and they're not really sure if they're going to be fans, and I don't recommend they go to an NHL game and watch from like way up top where you can't really see the intensity of it, but go to a minor pro game where you can go to sit near the glass and really like see the energy that's on the ice. But that being said, do like watching the game on TV. A lot of times those rules are hard to catch because you're only seeing part of the ice. So being with somebody that you can see the full ice and everything, and have them explain it is probably the best way to learn it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then last one here. First thing that goes through your mind when you're stepping on the ice before a game. So we got to break this in two. I mean, if it's a player, so when you were first stepping on the ice, what was going through your mind?
First thing that was going through my mind as a player, I would say just making sure I get out there, take a couple hard strides, making sure gauge how my legs are feeling that night. And then, it's kind of the same as a coach, I guess, as a player, is just making sure you're in that the right state of mind. You're kind of dialed, you're calm, you're dialed, but also intense, and you're kind of in the right state where you're ready for anything that comes your way.
Nice. You were a lot more thought-provoking than me. I was just, get on the ice and bury somebody as quickly as I could, or get buried. I was going to run into somebody. And then as a coach, same idea?
Yeah, I guess as a coach, just kind of same thing, just making sure I'm in the right state of mind. Just making sure I have all the things. I mean, at that point, it's too late, but making sure I have my game notes, my pens, my water. But
ran back a few times for that stuff. But priority one for me as a coach is making sure I'm not falling on that first step. I step on the ice. So slick dress shoes, you never know, but none so far, knock on wood.
Not yet.
But that'll do it for this edition. I'm Jeff Jones. No, that's your line.
All right, thanks for listening. That'll do it for this edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Jeff Jones, and again, this is Dan Bremner. Thank you.